Check, check. Got the mics. Can you guys hear me? We got the setup. Welcome to the YouTube channel. My name's RJ Curante. I was born September 14th, 1997, and I'm 25 years old. We're gonna get right into it. I used to play running back in high school. I absolutely loved hitting people. And I learned this: you either get hit or you lay the hit. This is a fantastic metaphor for life. Picture this, tackling drills, you're in practice. If you go into a drill, you're running up the hole and you're hesitant and you start to slow down before contact, you are gonna get ran over and you're gonna get hit more often. When you're the one laying the hit, it hurts a lot less. But just because you're going full speed, you're going hard, you're going full effort, doesn't mean that you're not gonna get hit, doesn't mean that you're not gonna get knocked down sometimes. That is life. Sometimes you're going to put all you have into it and you're still gonna get knocked down. But you're gonna get knocked down a lot more if you go into it scared and hesitant. Same thing for life. You're gonna get knocked down a lot more if you're scared and you're hesitant about every action that you take. Being able to get back up time after time after getting knocked down, you're gonna learn a lot from that. If you find yourself comparing yourself to others, if you've ever dealt with imposter syndrome, let me tell you something a mentor of mine told me that absolutely changed my life. If you're the smartest and the most successful person in the room, you are in the wrong room, my friend. I was in a mastermind group with a bunch of other online coaches, and I was by far the youngest one. I was this 21, 22-year-old kid who is in year 1, year 2 of business around these super successful coaches and who have built, super successful businesses. We had these group chats so that we could ask our mentors questions and we could update them and celebrate wins with all the other coaches. And there was another trainer in the group who at the time was making over $100,000 a month, month after month after month after month, which is fantastic for them. But in that point in my journey, I looked at that and I felt like an imposter. I didn't feel like I deserved a seat in the room. I didn't feel like I deserved to be there. And I was comparing myself to that individual. So I expressed that to one of my mentors and we had a talk. And he said, look, RJ, the fact that you are around people who are successful in their business and built their business to that level is a good thing. It's just being in that room allows you to learn from them, and seeing what it is that you aspire to do right in front of you means that it is possible for you. Like these shifts, these perspective changes made such a massive difference in my life. And I was able to see that the person I was comparing myself to had been in the online coaching space for almost 10 years and had been planting seeds for those 10 years. Again, I was only 2 years into it. So patience. And again, if you're the smartest and the most successful person in the room, you need to find yourself a new room. Not everything is a competition is what losers say. It is a competition. In some way, shape, or form, you are competing with the people around you. If you're building a business, the other businesses in the market are your competition. If you're applying to work somewhere, the other candidates are your competition. Does this mean you can't build relationships with other people and other businesses? Does it mean you have to do something negative or do something bad to bring them down? No, not at all. That's not what you should do. The world is abundant. There's enough to go around. And you can help each other, you can learn from each other, you can compete alongside one another. That competition is great. I played baseball and football from as long as I can remember, when I was a little kid to about 20 years old. Growing up, my best friend Preston, way more talented of a baseball player than I was. He ended up playing at Oregon State, Division I, was a part of their national championship team. That's the guy that I spent hours in the cages competing with, pushing each other, getting better, honing in on our craft. I don't like losing. I'm very fucking competitive. In a competition, there's one winner and there's one loser. Winning will give you feedback on the things that you're doing right. Losing will give you feedback on the things that you can improve on. There's always something to learn. If it's raining and you complain about the fact that it's raining, is that going to change anything? No. The lesson here is control what you can control. Growing up, playing baseball, I learned this from one of my coaches. Kids start to complain about the fact that it's raining. Kids start to complain about the umpires and how they have a bad strike zone or they're making shitty calls. But here's the thing, the rain, the bad calls, the umpire, Both teams are playing in the same condition. Both teams have to deal with the rain or the shitty calls at the plate. Both teams have to deal with it. In life, in fitness, in growing a business, people complain too many times about things that they can't control. And it's sucking your energy. It's sucking your energy. And you either continue to complain about these conditions, continue to complain about things that are outside of your control, or you can choose action despite the circumstances. If you're an individual that's feeling stuck, if you look into the mirror and you just aren't happy with what you see, or you feel like everything is kind of collapsing in on you and one thing after the other is happening, the phrase I want you to repeat to yourself is, "This too shall pass." Life's a wave. There's going to be ups and there's going to be down. The negatives are going to teach you something and propel you to learn something and achieve something great. And you can remember that those high points are also not going to last forever. So you keep in mind to be present and to appreciate that moment and to take it all in for what it is. And that's a lesson right there. This too shall pass. It's something that I repeat to myself when I'm really struggling, when I'm really going through it, when everything seems like is caving in. That is a phrase that I keep in my back pocket. Your self-talk is important and will determine the outcomes of your life. If you change your self-talk, you change what you produce or what you manifest. If you say, "This is hard," or "I'm bad at this," sticking to my nutrition is hard. It's hard for me to stay consistent in the gym. If you're constantly thinking about bad things, if you're constantly saying bad things about yourself, that is what is going to be produced. That is what is going to manifest. Just before COVID happened, I read the book, What to Say When You Talk to Yourself. What it allowed me to do is become aware of the things that I say about myself, think about myself, and it allowed me to take a step back. It gave me that awareness of I'm in control of the things that I produce in life. The first step to that is becoming aware of the narratives that you're speaking and creating really in your life and within yourself. Here's a framework. What we believe determines our attitudes, affects our feelings, directs our behavior, and determines our success or failure.